Salibonani bazalwane kumagumbi amane omhlaba siyalamukela ku virtual camp meeting ka 2021. Igama lami Nkosana Mazibisa. I'm a social entrepreneur, founder of My Life Business Incubation Center, a global citizen. Phezu kwakho konke lokho ngumlobi webhuku okuthiwa The Winner Who Never Won. Lamhla sikuhlelo lwe-entrepreneurship and young people within the context yokukhonza. Kangihambi ngedwa yilaba forward bazaziveza kuba nabangobani.
Ibizo lami Makhosi Tshuma, Director at Job Bank Services.
Bizo Mgcini, Sibanda, MNS Photography and MNS Designs.
Ngamajaha alawu phazi obukhulu ekwenzeni into zabo ezinkulu kakhulu. uNkulunkulu nxa eqala udala umhlaba from nowhere abesefaka abantu.
Yes.
Ekufakeni kwakhe abantu, currently statistics of the world athi thina we are 12 billion people. Abantu abangu 12 billion wasekufaka Makhosi Tshuma. Wasekubizelani wena?
Okay, initially I'm an electrician by profession, but as I grew up, going through college, I realized that I can make an impact, not only in society, but to the people that I live with. So my aim on a day-to-day basis is to train as many people as I can knowledge and life. So I make it a point that each and every project that I get, I train as many people as I can.
So, Makhosi, when you are into electricity, ngoba umlimi nxa idala umuntu umfaka i-nervous system elama-receptors yamagetsi. So ubizo lwakho lusukela ekunanzeleni ukuthi wafearful and wanafulimende.
Kakhulu.
Ngingazi because kwesinye isikhathi sikhangela ukuthi thina ekwenzeni zethu izinto esizihambela sezifunda ungabi le sort of inspiration from isikristu. Mtawini kuwe ubizo lwakho lubabuya njani entweni ozenzayo?
Okay, I'm a photographer and also a graphic designer. It took a while ukuthi ngizembona ukuthi hayi yikho sibile embizwe khona la. Sengizame futhi into eziningi. Zala.
Yeah. Wazama kwala.
Yes. Ngazama kwala laphana. But from a young age, I loved designing. I remember kwakulesikhathi lapho engahlangana lo munye indoda into designing yangithathekisa. And that guy was designing ama ID esinye isikolo kuthiwa imasotsha. It was 2009 designing ama ID esikolo kuthiwa imasotsha. Then ngithe ngubona into wakhona masinyane lami ngakubona ukuthi uyenza so ngase ngicela ukuthi ngibe ngikwenza ngimenzela then yena sehambisa. So that is when I gained interest ye graphic design. Ngalezo sikhathi I remember angizuzanga senti. Kodwa ngithi nxa ngicalculate kuyimali kwakhona ngithi lapha kwakumele ngizuze lapha. Kodwa
in retrospect
kodwa ngithi nxa ngikukhangela into wakhona mbona hayi okukhulu engakuzuzayo knowledge that I got from there. So from 2009 going forward ngingaba ku electrical engineering lami ngingaba apprende elokuzeni eNRZ doing machine shop and all those kind of things. But ngokuya kwesikhathi I realized ukuthi hayi uthando lwami lokudesign ngase ngibuyela futhi emuva lokhwana engangufundela lapha I started doing it and mehla mhlophe kwaqalisa ukunginika imali. Then as time went on, I also introduced photography, of which people loved it, and I earned from it. That is what I'm doing okwamanje.
So, ngendlela engikuzwa ngayo, nxa ngilalela uTshuma lapha la. Wena ukuhambela ngesikole lokho. I-inspiration wayizuza komunye umuntu.
Yes,
okukaTshuma ngapha, uTshuma yinto ayihambela esikolo. Kade ngudobhayi phakathi kwenu lobabili mhlawumbe nginanzeleleni into is umlimi is the chief designer of everything.
Okay.
Umlimi is the chief engineer of everything. You know, it made me reflect my journey as an entrepreneur as well.
Okay.
My journey as an entrepreneur, I saw leyana ukuthi maybe kwaba lo muntu wambamba isandla similar to yours. Esithi thina mentorship and hand holding. Kayifande yakho lana yokuthi wayihambile esikolo. Eyami ngiyomuntu ojikelwe emanzini kwathiwa ndoda asibonile uyagalula kumbe kawunjani.
Yeah.
So that journey on its own but ngafunda into eziningi ngoba prior to that ngake ngasebenzela abantu abatshiyeneyo ngasebenzela ama-company marketing ngaba ngu-teacher ngasenza kuma-NGO but nananzelela into eyi-one phakathi kwakho konke lokho ukuba lo mcabango ojulilelo ohlukela abanye abantu kwakukwenza ube different from other people.
Right.
So it pushed me even up to today ngilalela ukuthi you know your calling ngayidinga ukuthi uzube labanye abantu
Yes.
wena wedwa uzama ngithanda ithatha ngisho ipoint ukuthi wazama kwehlula Makhosi awuzamanga wena empilweni ngoba phela kwesinye isikhathi abantu inqabela leli inkulumo ezinje bacabanga ukuthi uphomba ukuvuka ume lapha as if you don't try.
I tried. I remember first time in college, it was 2013. I did the course electrical engineering, but it was hard because we had to fend for fees and do everything. But to me, that time, apprentice was the only way. But I tried 2 years earlier on. Meeting apprentice, I went to a number of companies and did some interviews. But so I decided to go to school. I remember things in school, I had to work a carpentry a job to raise the fees to go to school.
So wenza ukuyasebenza ukuthi ubhadalele ukuthi uqhubeke.
Yeah. School, that's how I got my first year fees. Then as time went on, upon going to my attachment, that's when I got my apprentice. Then I at this one company as an electrician. That's when I did my apprentice.
Uzwana lapha Sibanda kulento engidobha undoda lo. Undoda lo ethe choice yokuthi azihlalele.
Right.
Agoqa izandla akhala athi mina mhlawumbe ingxenye abadala babhadale kwathi team lan. But kulento emphushayo yamenza ukuthi wasebenza ukuze abhadale fees. Is it because as entrepreneurs kule higher energy esipusha nsuku zonke ukuthi sibe proactive to say whether I premium le yathutsha kayithuthi angimelela abanye abantu kumele ngizenzele.
Yeah. Kukhona kakhulu. You know, siphile esikhathini kakhulu esokuthi kulezinto eziningi and there's so many forces ezisidonsele emuva ukuthi izinto zethu zingaphumi, and we are bound to be discouraged esikhathini eziningi. Mina for one, I've been discouraged so many times, but khona okakhulumayo kadinga ukuthi usifuqe. And I also went to school, by the way, after 10 years of doing graphic design, because ngambone ukuthi amaphepha nganafuneka. I've been doing graphic design for 10 years, and after that I felt ukuthi manumuntu ekuyadinga iphepha. So I paid my fees.
So after 10 years,
Yes.
this is a decade. This is a decade. Phela ayazi ukuthi kulula ukuthi abantu nxa bebona Mgcini by the way balaleli uma design cover book leyo undoda lokho na. Kuqakathekile ukuthi nxa lisenza ibusiness like lenza ibusiness liphanana khona apha.
Yes.
Uqala anti kuthiwa usindiso loqala eJerusalem sibe kungakaphumi phandle. So loqala khona Mgcini come back to him 10 years experience.
Yes.
Then also you saw the importance yokubuyela esikole.
Exactly.
Ethi into ngomfowethu ukuthi kulezinye izinto ezifanakala esikole. Kuyini wakwenza wafuna ukubuyela esikole?
Well, knowledge was one part, and in as much as ngangizifundisile from konke engakufundayo, but ngazwe ngani kuyadingeka ukuthi ngiyesikole and I can get certain knowledge. Kodwa nansi into engayinanzelelayo mfowethu. Ngithe alubana ngifika ngale esikolo. Okuningi ngaze ngikwanisile ukuthi ngizifundise. And sangincedisa kodwa khona ukuthi ngase ngeke ngazifundisa lami umgangathize. Ngibona ngani kwasiza kakhulu okwento lokhwana. So isikolo it played a huge role. So engangifuna ukudlula konke kakhulu kwakuliphepha leliyana and my knowledge. At least nxa okuzinto lokho zokuhamba kokubili.
Then do you agree with me Sibanda ngibuya ukugolide la ukuthi the best form of school is not being in school but being in the field work.
Yes.
Nxa usubuyela esikole usubuyela ufunda in retrospect ngoba into abazikhuluma laphana wena bozipracticeile sibana. You know nxa ukhuluma so mina ngila degree iqiniso elipheleleyo lo phambi kaJehova kanila degree ye entrepreneurship. Ngile experience. I-experience leyo yengenze to a point of traveling across the world. Ngaze ngafunda kwezinye izikole. Yazi ukuthi mdaweni nxa uthe ukhuluma ukuthi ngibuyele esikole. Ministry sami ngamfuna ukuyafunda e-Ivy League school. Ngaswela school fees. But akumvimbanga ukuthi ngiye esikole.
Right.
ngasebenza ngayenze ngikwenzayo kwawumele ngihambe ngo-2008 e-university but ngize ngahamba ku-Ivy League ngo-2016.
Okay.
That is 8 years later. Kuthiwa harnessing the hustle. Yiliba lendithandayo harnessing the hustle.
Yes.
So nguwe you say trying. Nguyini okwenza to try every day because phakathi kwakho konke you fail. There is a good example. So phakathi we-COVID-19. Nguyini okwenza try nsuku zonke and to model your business aligning it. Ungalahlekelwanga isiKristu phakathi.
Kakhulu engunanzelelayo ukuthi on a day to day living akusizi njengomuntu omutsha okhangela ukuza kwaJesu kwesibili ukuthi ngihlale ngisola mhlawumbe indulu ukuthi yayime njani lokuthi angizange ngibe lamathuba ukuthi ngifunde lokuthi umumo welizwe unjani. But engunanzelela kakhulu ngakubona uqhakathekile ukuthi phakathi kwana lo mumo emphakathi kwawo yikuyini engakwenza ukusiza abantu lokuthi lami ngisize. Ungalanda kakhulu ukuthi udinga imali kungakuhlupha kodwa indaba enkulu ngiye ukuthi ulande izinto ezihlupha abantu kakhulu kube yizo zikhangelisa uzama ukuthi ulungise ama problems abantu yikho lapho ongathola khona ukuhlaliseka kakuhle.
Uyazi ukuthi nxa uletha so one thing engayifundayo sengivele esikole uyazi ukuthi I'm a dropout by the way university dropout ngahamba one semester ndoda ngihambe one semester ngahlala abanye abantu abangarasayo imali yangabhadala school fees abadala behluleka but awuzange undetail all this thing. When I went back to school indaba ekhulumayo yokuthi problems abantu thina ku-entrepreneurship sibiza kuthiwa human centered design.
Right.
Human centered design is saying uqala ngokukhangela what are the needs and the problems that people are facing in the community. Then you flip the side of it ususithi kuyini engingakwenza to fit into it. Mana nginike good example maybe Mgcini nxa ngokhangele mina abantu bayazithanda because umlimi wathi qeda ukudala umhlaba wathi behold it is good. Wathi edala umuntu ongumama mayibavoko kwaba worse. Lo Adam wathi evuka vele zahle zayadle thambo amathambo because sithanda ukukhangela izinto.
Right.
So yikho kukwenza wena uthanda ukushuta abantu because abantu bayazithanda ukuzibona.
Yes, that's very true. Liqiniso futhi londela. So nginanzelela ukuthi enye yento yezinto ezibalekileyo esikhathini sakhathesi izinto ze social media. Abantu bayathanda ukuthi bezibone njengoba ukhuluma. And thina uphotographer singena nandi khona phana ngoba that's a need yabantu. People to a certain extent are addicted to these gadgets. People to a certain extent abanye well ezikhathini eziningi thina ama-photographers fika singene and ngenye indlela futhi maybe singathi imbinyana ngoba by creating umuntu ebe muhle laphana their self-esteem iba mnandi. If they get likes, dopamine levels, they rise, they feel good about themselves and all those kind of things. They keep coming back to us for photography services. We do it, we make them beautiful, etc., etc. So, somehow in every aspect, if you want to be an entrepreneur, ukhangela ama needs. Ukuthi abantu bafuna ama needs ani. Xa uthi kule problem yamanzi esigabeni, bona ukuthi ngingabuya njani ngamanzi. Xa uthi kule problem health system, bona ukuthi how can I chip in health system. Right now sise sikhathini se-COVID, ubona ukuthi bengikhuluma nomunye ngitshela ukuthi kule gap lama funerals. Right now ama-funerals it has become hard ukuthi abantu behlangane bebe baningi. Khona kule gap lokuthi maybe you be live streaming ama-funerals. That's money and abantu they can pay anything, especially nxa ukuthi uyi-one okwenza kwinto lokhwana because abala level yokuthi be-compare layo. So ungayifaka lapha nguwe abaningi abayabuya baqalisa ukucompare ngawo ukuthi okay so i-price lokho for example iwine ungayifaka laphana abathengisa iwine laba ungayifaka laphana mina ungafika kimi mina nginathi iwine angiyazi iwine ungazi ukuthi natha lapha azoze ngikutshela ukuthi iwine le yadula wani but khona ukuthi omunye umuntu sefaka ivalue leya then sesikwazi ukuthi lawa sesingafaka exactly so kule standard tiers so it's the same thing with especially going kuma uncharted areas and seeing ama need ukuthi kule need laphana and funa abantu abakakwenzi kwezinye izikhathi problem ukuthi thina siyathanda ukulandela abanye. Ungabona abantu sebethengisa ama-grocery la isikhona pha, ungabona sebethengisa amabhele la isikhona pha.
So Mdawini, from what you're saying, coming to you, kulula nxa ungaso entrepreneur umbungelabizo to follow trends.
Cool.
This is what I'm picking from Sibanda.
Okay.
You wait for others to start an initiative. Uqala ubona uyasebenza ngokusebenza. But kula mazwe engathandayo kuthiwa smooth seas don't make skillful sailors.
Right.
When you know ukuthi khathesi there is a gap, you charter into unknown things. Ngokunye kwezinto eziphakathi ezikwenza ube proactive to push. Ngithande enye into futhi oyithintile lapha ukuthi the need for self affirmation and esteem. Umazwe nxa ikhuluma ngakho ukuthi there is a need to be part of a group,
Right.
to be liked and to be valued. So photography
We exploit that.
you exploit
Singlet
that.
lapha.
Lingingene lapha.
Get paid.
You get paid for that. Wena ku gap yakho maybe mhlawumbe yazi ukuthi mina nxa uthi into enjalo you make me reflect ukuthi why did I start my life business incubation center? You know ngathi ngiqala, I'll tell you this, ngathi ngiqala i-business, it was an head of ukuthi kulama office emalokitshini, especially enkomponi. Mana ngathi emalokitshini it's a good term, but endaweni ezisemalokitshini leyo. So I said to myself, you know what, sendina ukubhadala ama-rentals ema-office ngapha emathana. What if, this is the question engayifundayo when I traveled abroad, what if ngayakha ama-office emalokitshini, not only for me, but mina ngikhangele, but in need, what is the need? Abantwana bemalokitshini engikhule kibo ngala akula library.
Yes.
Okay.
What if I put a library there? Okay. What if ama-rentals adure town, but ulalapha abantu abangafuna khona ukuhlangana ba-brainstorm, ba-share imicabango, but within the confines zokuthi bakwazi ukuhamba. I'm coming back to what Sibanda is saying, you need to first look at the needs. What if there is a space where they come in, they study, they relate, they have conversation, bengadisturbanwa ngoba etawuni kulento eziningi la ngikhaya kubhaleka ama-homework. At the same time, servicing my need. Instead of paying $150 a month etawuni there, mina ku-counseling mbhadala malini, it's food for thought.
Okay.
But that service can be acquired. So ngikhuliswa nguSibanda in reflection of saying no, there is a gap, there is a need. But uthi into indaba yokuthi uncharted waters. When COVID-19, what have you decided or what has made you to charter into these unknown oceans?
Okay. Actually, so one thing that is interesting in the issue of COVID, it opened people's eyes to an extent that they realize that skills are necessary.
Right.
You can do all ongakufunda, but now ngala skill that you can implement on your own. Esingekho company reliant, esingekho reliant on anyone else. You can stand alone. So I realized that by doing that, at top what we specialize on, we train people. People who are willing to learn. Abantu abafisa ukubana bafunde, young people abafuna ukufunda a skill, they come. We teach them for free actually. So you come, we teach basics, everything, electrical, everything. You teach you from basics. Ufunde everything uzobamba. So I initially say, we only just need 3 projects. For me, I just need 3 projects. Then we are also seven like a qualified electrician.
So lapha Mr. Quality, you teach people for free.
I teach people for free.
Uyazi ukuthi omunye umuntu usilalele khona udinga imali yokuhamba e-university udinga ngapha esikole. But here's an opportunity, young person listening. If you want to pursue electrical, nangu umuntu. But khona into engithi engiphikile kuyo i-skills transfer. Zwana, uyazi ukuthi njengabazalwane uJesu engakathuma abantu phandle, he does what you call impartation and skills transfer.
Right.
Uqala abafundise abanika amandla then ebesebahambisa phandle. So wena emsebenzini wakho you are saying skills transfer and skills development is very critical to be relevant in the 21st century. Ngoba kulula phela mntaweni ukusala ubamba iphepha elingekho relevant. Maybe let me be more practical and brutal. Africa general, without coming to Zimbabwe, Africa general, we have a higher unemployment rate. But abantu abahamba ema-university ama-graduates maningi. Is it because bafunda izinto to become employed? Bayehluleka ukufunda izinto to become thinkers. There is something along the Ministry of Education. Maybe you might remind me.
Education, the book. If I'm not mistaken, it's page 17, paragraph 2. uthi this is the work of true education, to train the youth to be thinkers, not mere reflectors of other men's thoughts.
Yeah. Mana usifana ngiyabazwanga ukuthi ngicela uyiphinde. Into yazi into emnandi yaphinda ngivele kunjalo.
Education,
Education.
page 17, paragraph 2. Uthi it is the work of true education to train the youth to be thinkers, not mere reflectors of other men's thoughts.
Yeah, to be thinkers, not reflectors of other men's thoughts. So, Olite Guwe, what makes you a thinker?
Engocabanga lengonanzelelayo ukuthi kona our day-to-day lives, they are filled with problems each and everywhere. But you realize ukuthi one thing that made me choose this program that I did is these people will always be in need. You'll always need an electrician, no matter singapi. There is no machinery that can replace an electrician ku construction site. So on a day-to-day basis, when uzayaka indlu yako, you need an electrician. Umntana wakho uzaba lendlu, uzafuna electrician. So it's a skill that will always be in demand on a day-to-day basis.
Is it because of the need for shelter? Because once there is a need for shelter, shelter in the 21st century has standards. It can't be izindlu zemakhaya. So kumele kube yindlu echupe. By the way, ngihambukela news the other day, hey madoda abantu bePlumtree bayakha. Yeah, kulezi zindlu zePlumtree. If you think a rural economy is not working in Zimbabwe, go to Plumtree. Ngabona izindlu. Akuna izindlu kazana. I think nxa kuthiwa ezulwini siza kuba lezindlu. Ngabona sisebeqalisa introduction. So I'm coming to a point about electrification. So it's going to be there. Because Africa by 2030, if not mistaken, our population, especially within the middle-aged class young people, will have gone twice or double or tripled. So there is that need. I like that point. It makes me also reflect again to say, when we look into the future, how do I position my business? Because all business phela kulula than to maintain it. Kulula ukuba ngu-number 1 uchiya abantu abaningi. But kungaba lama Olympics kulezinye ishashe ezibuyayo. So Apostle Paul uthi I press towards the mark. So what kind of a mark are you pressing towards in your business?
Okay, kulo munye umkhuba wama Greek engiwuthanda mbuya khona pha. Ama Greek, they would always say bafuna ukuthi nxa bengasuka bechiye ibizo la. There is one guy okuthiwa ngu-Odysseus uthi yena nxa ekhuluma, I think wayekhuluma even ku-Troy nxa uyazi imbali.
Men are vast.
Yeah. Uthi men are haunted by the vastness of eternity. So we ask ourselves, will our actions echo through generations? Will strangers hear our names and wonder how bravely we fought and how fiercely we loved? So ama-Greeks ngabantu abafuna ukuthi bechiye ibizo. You know, the mentality yokuthi as long as ibizo labo lilokhe lisesendebeni zabantu, which means their spirit anjo i-state of the dead babengazi. Kodwa bathi lapha babekhona babe lokhe besaphila as long ibizo labo lisengqondweni zabantu. So lami ngilomcabango njalo ukuthi ngiyafisa to actually leave a mark. Iqiniso yileli mfowethu, especially gaming up photography. One way or the other, khathesi ngibonani sesekuyidi. Khathesi ngisesekuyidi. But ngokuya kwesikhathi yaphela yidi. Ngiyabe lamse ngikhuluma ukuthi ngangashayina kuleli lizwe.
So much ngashayina ngaduma kuleli lizwe.
Ngangashayina kuleli lizwe, but it siyanjani siyaphela because in my trade there are always new guys who are coming up. Lami ngize mbuye I booted out amanye amadoda yabo. So kumele ngibe lomcabango ukuthi I have to build in such a way ukuthi I introduce abanye abantu. Every business ile stage, especially with entrepreneurship. Kuyasuka ku stage lesiyana ukuthi uzisebenzela uyi1 then kubuye lana, and you must be able to adapt kuma stages zonke lawana. If you die kwesinye stage, kuyafika lapha esikhathini sokuthi ibusiness yakho ayisakhuli. So lawe you have to transition lana ukwanisa ukukhula and introduce abanye abantu who are better than you, abazacabanga ukudlula wena. You don't need to think kwezinye izikhathi. Omunye ndoda I think ngu40, what 40, Henry Ford, ondoda wabo Ford lawa bambiza kwathiwa ezokhuluma ecourt. Kwathiwa wena Ford, Henry Ford, awuhlakaniphanga wena. So bafika bambuze i-general knowledge i-history kuba kulalwa noyenza ngo-1902 yonke imbuzo ehluleke ukuyiphendula until wazwacaphuka wasithi i-problem yeni leyo lokho imbuzo engela ncedo. Mina I do not have time to ukuthi mbambe nxa ngifuna ukuthi kube lo muntu omphendulela imbuzo le ngiyamdinga umuntu wakhona ebezongiphendulela. So ama businesses ethu mbone ngani kumele sivume ukuthi ebe kuyi-transition ekhule kungahlali kulokho kusendaweni in such a way ukuthi uzafika esikhathini sokuthi as long as i-business yakho ingeke run wena ungekho, you are still at work. Because ama-entrepreneurs nxa wasuba entrepreneur wawubalekela ukuthi somehow wawusebenza but I feel like I can run my own business. So awuzonda ukusebenza but nxa kuyikuthi i-business yakho ngeke run wena ungekho lokhu usasebenza. But if you build a business whereby ungaze usuke uyichila phana, it can always run, then you have built a business. So kumele sivume ukuthi kube lokuyi-transition khona ikhule, and therefore we are able to leave a mark even usufile. You know, uyakwanisa ukuthi uchiyele abantu abakho, ungabachiyeli imsebenzi kodwa bachiyele ama-business abaza-own. Ngona singaba nomcabango njalo.
You know, Sibanda is just speaking. I'm picking up so many things. Oqala ngipika i-point ukuthi wealth creation is intentional. It's intentional. As long as umuntu omutsha, you're not calculative of your time, you're not purposeful, you're not clear, intentional, then into yenzayo it's I touch.
Yes.
So wake up every morning, tell yourself the dream doesn't end with you. The dream is far bigger than you. You might know that I've been to the hills, I've been to the mountains, I've seen the better land.
All right.
I've seen a better America.
Yes.
But he never lived to see the better America. His kids became recipients of the better America. I like Hebrews chapter 11. What Hebrews chapter 11, when we read in a rush and say these are heroes of faith, Abraham and what. But every city, but these they desired, they were convicted of a land that is far much better than this. That even though we may not see it today, but we are recipients of it.
Sure.
So that ultimate faith that we speak of in church is also practical in our daily work. You know, when you speak of Sibanda, lapha ngithinde ukuthi nxa wedwa usarana wedwa kuthiwa you sole proprietor. La ngaba lamakhona anashwalete esindebeleni umseyama. Yama la khona. You know, because you need to empower. uJesu nxa esesemhlabeni he picks disciples, he says lelo vangeli lombuso uzolugcwala umhlaba wonke. I need people. You know, so there is an important effect of investing in structures, in investing in systems in business. What has been your journey in investing in structures and in systems?
Okay, in terms of investing, actually, for the past 2 years, I met this one mentor and advisor, current advisor, Mr. Brett Chulu. He has been a great advisor in business. Mentor for quite a while. Ngahlangana la HMF, if you know HMF program, which is run by Zoom. That's why I met him. I met him. And one thing my introduction is, you know, as a young person, we need to invest in assets. So to me, a different journey. What is investing in assets? What are assets? So at one point in time, I was talking to this person. I said, but the whole ideology, his point of view and perspective was you have to have assets that multiply, that obey the rule of what? Of multiplication. So as much as I realized, of course, Top Beam is there, it's running, but what is pushing me more? There was a verse that I met in Proverbs. It troubled me a lot. The definition of a good man. It says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So I asked myself, 50 years from now,
which is great.
So little prophet is what I pipe. You know how for chumfazi na wanda business kwele
not a righteous man.
Why konza? Mhlawumbe ngase ngoletha kuhle. Why ngomsabatha? Esikhundle ngo-elder.
Yes.
Kodwa wachiya abantwana esikoleni.
Uyakubona.
Because they did not understand the concept of assets.
So,
discipline.
Angazibuza ukuthi 50 years from now, will I deserve ukuthi ngibe uzwe kuthiwa I'm a good man?
All right.
So we started another project aside from Top Beam Services. We started another project to TMT investments. This one is on the quad section. So what we do is we have a quad pen in Kwanda there. It's in the process. Quad pen is already almost finished. It's almost done. So we are going to buy some quads there.
Yeah. So maybe diversification. So you are insulating your business from shocks. You have a soft landing for your family and your kids. By the way, because the rural economies are going to grow faster, especially in Zimbabwe now. Those tribal lands, you can do anything unlimited because you have zero space. By the way, in the assets, I like the fact that you're talking about assets. Abraham, which promised the land. That land is an asset. By the way, land is an asset. It's a fixed asset that accumulates value over time. I was looking at it post some time back. Where I was looking such $2,000 US. Now they are at $15,000 US. It accumulates depending on development that is taking place within that context. And in point of rearing. Were too smart. They think we're too smart. iPhone. Which has achieved everything in life. Business Mgcini. 1.5 is too much. But the iPhone engine you can afford it.
And iPhone engine, it loses value.
It depreciates value.
As an example, sorry, iPhone, which we are telling and engine, maybe for $600 US. And omunye thenge imbuzi kumbe inkomo. So when I'm zwana so iwisile so faka screen message inkomo liyabe lethole. Yabo so ngezinye I think ngezinye izinto okumele mina ngangithi mfowethu I problem edlula zonke izinto it is the problem yethu self esteem. And we try to accumulate things so that ingqondo yomuntu ithanda ukubuthelela izinto. Yikubona even umuntu nasehlanya you know silengqondo lani yokubuthelela izinto so that we feel better and we ubungwe bakho ube imota yakho out of imota yakho so you'll try to get better cars or you try to keep your car because without that car you're nothing and therefore kuya affect even empilweni yakho because you'll live impilo ongayi afford you and then kuscha but now so accumulate ama assets and wazama to keep imali yana and watch out delayed gratification but it's better that I do not enjoy now but I enjoy later the life I want now I sacrifice and buy those things even though ngeke ngihambe ngemoto emangalisayo even but nxa kuyikuthi izinto zami ngizithenge namhlanje then iziza ngibenefita kusasa ngibone ngani into right.
You know, one thing I'm picking from this conversation over time as entrepreneurs you are not limited by present things. You are seeing into the future.
Exactly.
You are speaking into the future to say hard as it is in Zimbabwe my business is Sibanda, I still need to provide for the future. And that is diversification in business. And delaying anything you are mentioning delayed gratification that requires discipline because we show off as young people but to build sustainable businesses means you need to delay gratification in some ways. You know, now delayed gratification I remember some point when I had enough money when it's enough money I can't mention the amount enough money I said to myself either you know, you blow it and show it. I have made it in life. I have arrived. Or you say, no, I'm going to invest in this thing. I thought twice. I said to myself, fine, let me put up an incubation center. Pour all my heart into it.
Right.
To say, people look back and say, what is my life business incubation center? What does it stand for? What is the impact? Indaba impact, because the number of kids who come and read those books, their lives are ever changed. I like a quotation quotation Greeks when they're going to war against Troy, the biggest war that has ever been recorded in the history of the Greeks. He was never there, but he read it. The power of books.
Yes.
Because books allows us to travel into the past, into the present, and determine the type of future that we want.
Exactly.
And when we speak of diversification, is it because of your network, people that you spend time with, or it's because it's God given? Because it's easy at times. We are superhuman beings. Yes. What sharpens you, in brief?
Okay. Initially, I think some things are quite driven. To me, it has been a blessing. Just being an Adventist, it has made me meet a lot of people. Part of our businesses and everything. Lama projects engenza labantu ngabanye abantu engabe ngihlanganele labo bengabazalana nama projects amakhona typical example of lena le HMF. It's a project that has been done by Zimbabwe Union Conference for a while, and that's where I met Mr. Pretchulu. So I attribute my network to my Christianity, and the realm of Adventism has made me meet a lot of people. So I think as young as I am, be able to meet such people who are also willing to help out.
So is it Christ to being an Adventist has given you leverage to meet up so many Christian ethics of doing business? Your network is your net worth. Sibanda, in a nutshell, when again?
Yeah, it has been the same thing. I do not know what without the church. You know, you build the social capital. And I remember one time I was COVID. COVID, I was designing because I couldn't go out and shoot because of the COVID. So I was designing, and you know, heroes are born in a time of crisis.
Okay.
Heroes are born in a time of crisis. Crisis, me personally, I think that was my best time ever. You know, I remember there's a guy who was a SID. He called communication, if I'm not mistaken, SID. So I started designing posters for SID. And I saw posters during COVID. Ungwaru was calling, Pastor Ungwaru. I designed poster, personal ministries. Like I was busy. Then there was a lady, also Cape Town, which is Adventist.
So it became a richer.
Like it was
viral
during that time. Exactly. So I was seated. I remember when you vigi so social capital is very important. Invest in people.
Let me underline the word social capital.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to say we always need capital. It's not always about the money. Lamhla sonke singavasa 1 million. By end of week, others will be broke.
Yes.
So for you to know the value of money, you need first to know the value of social capital. How to make it right.
Talking about money, initially, what we are currently running, there is a club that we have called $1 per Day Club.
Okay.
It's based on umuntu uyacha $1 nge day.
Right.
So on average, a week is 7 days, and so on average a week umuntu yakhipha $7. So njengabantu abacha $1 asibali because ayisathengi lutho. Iyafona ungathenga airtime $1, you just call for a few minutes sipheli. But good $1 per Day Club, what we do, sahlangana sababalutshwane, and some guys from Harare and some guys from Vic Falls. So what we do, good $1 per Day Club, abantu besithi imali imali eningi.
Yes.
But what we do with dollar per day is that's with guys esilapha eBulawayo and Vic Falls and Harare. What we do each and every day, each and every week, we do draws on Sundays. We give abantu 350 US. Sinjalo sichama dollar per day. Abantu besithi abalamali. So what we do,
imali concert babelayo.
Imali concert, imali airtime is there. But umuntu ohlula win $1 per day, which is about $7, $8 a week. Imali umuntu angayikwanisa. Imali ongayikhipha consistent. So what we necessarily do, yenze draw on a Sunday. Namhla singakhetha sithi ngumazivisa. We siyabekumele sikunike 350 US. But what we do nge 350 US leya asikunike cash. When you say ama assets ofuna ukwanjani kwathenga. So it's either you buy chickens or you buy goats. You give us the seller. Thina imali sinika ubani? Umuntu othengisayo. Yena sekunika kweni ama assets. So on a weekly basis, on average abantu bathola imbuzi ezi7 on average. Weekly.
You know balaleli into akhuluma ngayo. It might sound so far-fetched. In actual truth, it's called crowdfunding. Because for you to access capital at bank,
right,
it comes with an interest. But you want the base yabo is having friends, then contribute without incurring costs. Because when you incur costs, you can't sustain that kind of a lifestyle. Then I was telling asset. It's called building each other. You know, I'm intrigued by these type of conversations. If you're saying $1 per day, some of us will just spend maybe $20, $40 on our fuels, on our what. Capital. There is a favorite quote of mine from the book I'm currently reading. You know, why? It's because it sharpens the mind. There is a principle that says a page a day drives away ignorance. Into okhuluma ngayo ithi yona there is a law balaleli bambe kuhle this law. The law says the law of the marginal aggregation. The law of the marginal aggregation is like this. You don't need to think big. Improve 1% on yourself a day. 1%, not 100%. You can't shock the wealth. Solomon says there's nothing new under the sun. So if you improve 1% a day, by the time you'll be 37% better than any person you were before. So $100 wako ngibuya kuphela ukuthi $100 wako nala. No, tell when certain man lies.
$100 yenziwa $100.
And by the way, Balaleli, I will share this. I know it won't sit well with other people, but which is the truth, because what Jesus said, blessed is the man who doesn't take offense in my ways. This is the scripture that was quoted. We are also umahluko phakathi kwe-big corporation like Choppies. Simple isafanana. It's access to capital to fund.
Yes.
So as young people, the lessons that I'm picking up from here is that without improving your skill, without improving your social capital base, then chances are extremely high because you have been an unfaithful steward. That will make a steward. The failure to utilize that God-given gift or to that will make an. In few minutes, gentlemen, what are your last words, Baba Sibanda?
Okay, just before a few minutes I'm ufuna ukukhuluma lokho. Ukhuluma nge-unfaithful servant ukuthi yakwazi ukuthi amazwi lana mina ajayele ukungiyethusa ngoba amazwi la akhulunywa kulwana wayephiwe yena wayagebhela undoda lana wasefa but what are you not what are wicked because wabeka kuphela did not invest. Yeah, so you're evil when you just save, and even unimproved gifts, talents. So in a few words, this is what I would say. As we start our businesses, branding is very important. Branding is very important. You know. Indaba liyana yabo mama babechayela imali anje bank bayitshontsha bayitshontsha same concept whatever bayenza bona bayenza yaba ngcono but labana benze Stokvel, I remember uvusithembe wayekhuluma ngakho bakwenza kwaba ngama Stokvel, but the same concept iAbsa yabiyenza and they got izimali eziningi. So I think kumele ongama ideas wethu esikuzuzayo singakubona azameni ukuthi we brand it and we make it big. Let's aim high and always do your best in whatever you do. Kule quotation avele ngavuma ukuthi ngisuke ngayikhulumanga mfowethu uthi na Martin Luther King, if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures, sweep streets like Beethoven composed music, sweep streets in such a way that all the host of heaven and earth will look down and say, here lies a man that swept his job well. If you can't be a path, be a trail. If you can't be a pine tree, be a bush on the side of a hill. If you can't be the sun, be the star, because it's not by size that you win or fail, but be the best of whatever you are. You know, doing your best, do it so well that the living and the dead and the unborn couldn't do it any better. Ungazuza lapho ukuthi ngibonela pha, just do your best and invest in education. Isikolo in as much yebo sikhulumile uthe you drop out uthe akakufunde wakufundela kanje but ngithanga ukufundelanga ngaze ngikufundela later, you know, but school is very important. Knowledge is very important. Read books. If there be a chance yokuthi uhambe esikolo, go to school, learn, do your best, and ungabi lecala kumlimo. Yeah.
Your last words.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9,
Yes.
verses 10. In everything that thy hand finds to do it with all thy might. Konke okuthola isandla sakho lethubo olitholayo ubana ukwenze ngani? Ngenhliziyo yakho yonke la ngamandla akho wonke. So I think konke khona phana kusukela khona phana. As young people, usually isikhathi eziningi we fail in one thing. You cannot talk of success if you're failing to respect time. It's money aside.
All right.
Imali eceleni sifake ngani.
Yeah.
If you just fail to respect time, now ubuze ku-interview, ufika ngo-9:05 for a 9 o'clock interview, ungene echechi, kumele uye ngo-9, ubuya ngo-9:30, forget about success. Khohle. If we fail to respect time njengabantu abatsha, ukuthi singahloniphi isikhathi kuphela ngikwazi, kumele sifake kachana ukubana saba successful in anything.
Powerful.
What a powerful way of saying it out. Vumanini madoda mina ngibali quotation from my book.
All right.
From my book, page 62. That is the last chapter of the book.
Paragraph.
It's that point to ponder. Listen carefully, young person. There is no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There is only scarcity of resolve to make it happen. Getting ahead in a difficult profession requires avid faith in yourself. That is why some people with mediocre talent but with great inner drive go much further than people with vastly superior talents.
Yes.
The irrefutable reality is that at certain intervals in our lives, we are confronted by brutal truths that are heart-rendering and challenge the very foundations of the trust that we have built over the years. It is these inconvenient truths that seek a sober and unclouded mind to look beyond the sombre. Many of us shy away from such. We seek to delude ourselves that such realities are devoid of truths against our expectations on people. But at final break of straw, we then realize that we were folly to ignore these truths. Close quotation. The winner will never win. I hope you will win. Balaleli, bekumnandi kuba le conversation nje. I hope it inspired you to become a better person and also inspired you to become a faithful and a responsible steward. God bless you. Till we meet again next time. Siyabonga.